Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger. And today, man, first things first, before we get into the video, I just gotta say thank God for giving me this opportunity to be able to share this with y'all, but also having y'all in my day as well as me in yours. Now, as y'all can see by the looks of the title and the screen, today I am bringing y'all the first ever speed boosting multi-position defender out of the power forward position. Now, I've seen people make this build under the point guard and the small forward, but I have not seen it yet under the power forward. And I'm telling y'all, I'm not gonna cap, this is gonna be the best possible version that you're gonna be seeing, because this one is gonna be able to speed boost and on top of all that, get contact dunks and finish at the rim at ease. I'm telling you, the shooting is gonna be very nice. So before we get into the making, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody looking to join RGF, the Rich Gang family, go ahead and turn on post notifications. And also, let's get 50 big likes on this video. Share it with your family and friends. And now, let's go ahead and get into the making of this build. So if you were listening, we're not making it under the small forward or the point guard. We're going to go with the power forward. Then from here, when it comes down to the height, weight, and wingspan, what you want to go ahead and do is put the height at 6'9". That's going to be perfect. Weight, drop it down to the lowest. If you go anything higher, it's going to affect your speed, and we do not want that. And then for the wingspan, this is a lockdown defender build. So go ahead and put it maxed out at 7'7". And the body shape, all based on preference, but I'm going to go with built, y'all. Now, when it comes down to these stats, please be sure to follow along exactly as I am showing y'all. After this, you can go ahead and make all of the changes you want to it. But let's go ahead and get started with the finishing. So, close shot, going to be a 75. Driving layup, go ahead and put this to an 89. And then when it comes down to the driving dunk, go ahead and put this to an 87. You can max it out if you want to, but I'm going to put it at 87 for badge purposes. And then when it comes to the post control, we're also going to be able to get a 99 post control on this build, which makes it that much more versatile, especially for the 1v1 court. Go ahead and add boost. The +4 is going to make it 99, but I'm telling y'all, whichever way you want to go about it when it comes to making this build, you definitely can do that. As you can see, there are a couple of minor changes that you could go with, but as long as you feel comfortable with what you go as, I'm telling y'all, everything is going to work out. I even raised up the driving layup a little bit to get 22 badges. Then, let's go ahead and get into the shooting. 82 mid-range shot, 77 three-pointer, gonna be very solid. And then when the free throw comes into play, go ahead and put this at 71. 22 badges for the finishing, 23 for the shooting, y'all. Gonna be very solid. Now let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. So with the pass accuracy, that's gonna be a 72. Ball handle 76, and then the speed with ball, put it to a 68, y'all. Now, with takeover, the ball handle is going to be in the 80s, which is going to allow us to speed boost, of course, y'all. Now, that gives us 18 badges. Let's go ahead and get into the defense. Interior, 79. Perimeter defense, 82. Then, when it comes down to the steal, put this to a 76. Block, go ahead and max this out at 99, y'all. And then when it comes down to the defensive rebound, put this up to where you're going to be able to get 25 badges, and that's going to be at an 82. Offensive will be brought up to a 52. Now let's go ahead and get into these physicals. We're going to go with a 76 speed, 70 acceleration, strength, going to stay at a 54. Vertical is going to be an 80 for those contact dunks, and then stamina, go ahead and max it out to the max possible of what is given. Now, you can go ahead and lower some of these stats to try to get extra badge points in certain areas, and as y'all can see right here, if you want to, you can make your own adjustments like I just told y'all at the beginning of the video. But as long as the badge count remains even better or the same, I'm telling y'all that is going to be a really good route to go with. Again, this build is just made off of my preference. There's definitely going to be a couple different ways that you can go about it when it comes to making it. But in my opinion, I'm telling y'all, this build is super balanced, especially for this name being at 6'9", and of course, we are also going to be able to get that gym rat badge. I made one minor adjustment, dropping the free throw down to a 66. Go ahead and put the rest into the close shot, and that's going to give us 23 badges for the finishing, y'all. So, I would not go anything lower than a 66 free throw. I feel like that is going to be perfect on this build. All the physicals are looking very nice. And then on top of all that, remember, we still got the takeovers that we have to take into consideration. Now, if you want to, go ahead and pick these based off your preference. But as y'all can see, we get the sharpshooting, very toxic. Then we get both of the lockdown takeovers, not a surprise. And last but not least, what's gonna make this build very unique is the post scoring, y'all. Again, this build is definitely a 1v1 god, I'm telling you. So whichever takeovers y'all decide to go after, go ahead and base it off of your own preference. For me, first, I'm gonna go ahead and pick extreme clamps. Second one, really gonna go ahead and also be based off of how you feel like you're gonna be playable with when it comes down to this build. So for me, I would highly recommend picking a second lockdown takeover, just because on the offensive side we are already pretty solid. But if you want to, you can even go with power backdowns or one of these sharpshooting takeovers. I'm gonna go with paint intimidation, and as y'all can see, we have made the first ever power forward multi-position defender, and I love the comparison that we get of Kevin Durant, y'all. Now let's go ahead and just check out what this build's going to be looking like at 99 once we add boost, and also consider running with teammates that have floor general as well as defensive leader. So off rip, I'm just going to consider all of these boosts taken into consideration. Bind offensive boost as well as defensive, and then consider running with a teammate that's going to have floor general and the defensive leader that's already +8. Then with the takeover, add another +5, y'all. So when it comes down to the defensive side of things, defensive rebound's going to be in the 90s. We're going to have over a 99 block, which is really toxic. Steal's going to be able to hit the 80s. Then perimeter defense will be in the 90s. And the interior actually has the potential to be able to hit the low 90s as well. With the physicals, we're getting a +4 once we get that gym rat badge. So 80 speed is not bad, 84 vertical, and then a 90 stamina. When it comes down to the ball handle, like I said, we're going to be able to speed boost and take over. Speed with ball has the potential to hit the high 70s. And then for the shooting, mid-range shot is definitely going to be able to hit the 90s. Three-pointer will be in the mid to high 80s. And then the finishing is all going to be in the 90s as well, y'all. So, again, when it comes to this part of the video, go ahead and base the badges off of what you feel like you're going to run. For me, I'm going to go with gold mouse in the house, silver posterizer, as well as silver fearless finisher. Now, another badge that I really like to run is going to be limitless takeoff. I'm going to go ahead and put that on gold, and then we have 8 remaining badges. So again, this is just going to be based off of how you feel like you're going to go ahead and go up, and what game mode are you going to be running. You really have to take that into consideration. For me, I really like slithery finisher. Fearless finisher is going to be paired up with that as well. In my preference, you got to go ahead and put on Lob City finisher at least on bronze. And then for the very last one, I'm going to go with fast twitch, y'all. 23 badges now when it comes down to the shooting. The first one that I'm going to throw on, silver corner specialist. Another one, silver limitless spot up, deadeye, catch and shoot, and even green machine, y'all. Now you cannot forget about hot zone hunter. That's going to be an essential badge. The rest of the way, all based off of what you feel like is going to be best for you. But I'm going to go ahead and put on bronze sniper, clutch shooter. You could even go with difficult shots if you want to, but I feel like it's not going to be necessary. So go ahead and put on volume shooter instead. Sniper is going to be very good to pair up with, especially for the bronze badges that we're going to be able to get. Now, set shooter, especially if they're going to be leaving you open a lot, which they will with this build, go ahead and put that on. And then the last one, I'm going to go with blinders as well. Now, let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. These are going to be pretty self-explanatory. So for me, quick first step, handles for days are going to be the 2 main ones y'all got to run. From there, I'm going to go with triple threat juke. You can even consider unpluckable on this build. At least go with bronze. That's just what I'm going to say based on my own preference. Tight handles as well. And now you really got to go ahead and put on bullet passer. You could put it on silver or bronze. It's really just going to come down to what you want to do. But again, I said, if you want to change anything about any of these badges as well as the build itself, go ahead and do it. But I'm going to go ahead and throw on bailout. The very last one, I'm going to go with needle threader as well. And now let's go ahead and get into the main part, which is going to be the defense. So the first one that everybody has to go ahead and throw on, Intimidator on Hall of Fame. Another one that I really like, Rim Protector as well as Rebound Chaser. Now Hustler is going to be a very good badge to put on, especially with Chase Down Artists very overpowered this year. Now, remember, you can change any of these badges you want to. So for me, I'm going to drop down Chase Artist to bronze. And then from there, I'm going to go with silver clamps. 3 more remaining badges so you can upgrade any of the tiers of the badges you want. Ankle braces is going to be another really good one to go with, but if you want to, you can even put on menace, pickpocket. All of these are going to be some super solid badges to go with. So again, I just want y'all to know that I really appreciate y'all, to those who made it to the end. If you did, go ahead and comment down below. RGF, I just want to know, because I know that y'all have been showing out and the support is unreal, y'all. It's out of this world. I just want y'all to know that I got the best supporters, and I truly mean that with all of my heart. But this is honestly something of the final batch set that we're going to be going with. We got 25 defensive, then from here we got 18 playmaking, the shooting 23, and then another 23 for the finishing. So man, I just want y'all to know that I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I got more bangers dropping all day, so do not worry. And plus, the double uploads are going to be returning again next weekend, so do not worry. But I got the daily uploads coming throughout the week for sure. So man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody looking to join RGF, the Rich Gang family, go ahead and turn on post notifications. I'm checking out on y'all. And also, go ahead and hit that like button. Let's get 50 likes on this video. Share it with your family and friends. And last but not least, y'all, I just gotta say thank God for giving me this opportunity. And Rich out.